Jim Thompson leaves his cigarettes and medication inside a Cameron Highlands bungalow. He walks into the daylight on March 26, 1967, and never returns. One of the largest searches in Malaysian history finds no confirmed trace. But the jungle is only half the mystery. Thompson had once worked for American intelligence and knew politicians, revolutionaries, and diplomats across Southeast Asia. That past produced stories about the CIA, communist guerrillas, and secret journeys to China. Yet the concrete evidence points back toward a far simpler possibility. Searchers may never have found the right ground. James Harrison Wilson Thompson was born in Delaware in 1906. He studied at Princeton, trained as an architect, and appeared headed for a comfortable American career. World War II changed that path. Thompson joined the Office of Strategic Services, the wartime intelligence organization that later helped shape the CIA. A declassified CIA history places him in North Africa, Italy, France, and Ceylon. By war's end, his work had carried him across several theaters of conflict. Thompson reached Bangkok around the end of the war. He then became chief of station there for the Central Intelligence Group, the organization immediately preceding the CIA. Calling him simply a CIA agent blurs this history. His documented roles were with the OSS and Central Intelligence Group, although his contacts continued into the CIA era. Thompson also befriended Thai and Indo-Chinese nationalist figures, including former Thai Prime Minister Priti Banomyang. Those relationships later fed claims that he remained involved in secret politics. After leaving government service, Thompson chose a different mission. He helped transform traditional Thai silk into an international luxury business. Sources disagree on whether the Thai Silk Company began in 1948 or 1950. What is clear is that Thompson connected its textiles to American fashion, Vogue, and Broadway's The King and I. He became known as the Thai Silk King. His success supported weaving communities while making him one of Bangkok's most recognizable foreign residents. In Bangkok, Thompson assembled 6 traditional teak structures into a celebrated home. He filled the rooms with paintings, sculpture, ceramics, and religious art from across the region. That collection created a documented controversy. In 1962, Thai authorities required Thompson to return 5 disputed Buddha heads to the National Museum. Later retellings linked the dispute to changes in his will and a break with the Siam Society. The conflict was real, but no evidence connects it to his disappearance 5 years later. By March 1967, Thompson was 61. He traveled to Malaysia with his longtime companion, Constance Mangskow, and friends Dr. T.G. Ling and Helen Ling. They reached the Cameron Highlands on March 24th. The former British hill station stood roughly 5,000 feet above sea level, cool and green above Malaysia's tropical lowlands. The beauty hid difficult terrain. Dense vegetation covered steep slopes, ravines, and branching plantation paths that were poorly marked or absent from available maps. The group stayed at Moonlight Cottage. On Easter Sunday, March 26th, they attended church, ate lunch, and returned to the bungalow for what seemed like an ordinary afternoon. Then Thompson went out alone. Accounts place his departure at about 1:30, 2 o'clock, or 3 p.m., leaving investigators without even a certain starting time. He reportedly left his cigarettes and medication behind. Sources differ over the exact items, but nothing suggests he packed for a long or secret journey. A cook at a nearby Lutheran mission reportedly saw Thompson standing on a plateau for around half an hour. Time later described her account with 2 chilling words: he suddenly disappeared. The phrase sounds supernatural, but the sighting is frustratingly vague. Investigators could not establish the plateau's precise location or the route Thompson followed afterward. When Thompson missed dinner, the Lings contacted police. Darkness was settling over a landscape where a person could vanish only a short distance from a road. The response quickly expanded. Malaysian police, soldiers, British personnel, helicopters, tracker dogs, orang asli trackers, and civilian volunteers moved into the Highlands. Contemporary totals conflict. Time reported about 300 soldiers and police, plus 30 local trackers, while later accounts describe more than 500 participants across different stages. They searched trails, plantations, ravines, and jungle. Yet the operation found no confirmed clothing, belongings, remains, ransom note, or reliable sighting after the plateau. The official search ended on April 4th. A March 27 American embassy cable had already admitted the central problem. There was no indication what had happened. Friends kept looking. The reward eventually reached $25,000 for Thompson alive and $10,000 for proof of his death. Former CETO officer Richard Nguyen joined later efforts, along with people familiar with local communities. A famous psychic, Peter Herkos, also arrived, but his claims produced no usable evidence. The search looked enormous, and it was. But an operation can involve hundreds of people and still miss a motionless target hidden by steep tropical terrain. Search and rescue analyst Llewellyn Toulmin later estimated about 1,448 person-days of effort across a possible target area of 17.7 square miles. Using search formulas, Toulmin calculated a success probability of only 30 to 43% or less. That estimate is not an official police finding, but it changes how the famous search looks. The simplest theory is therefore an accident. Thompson may have become disoriented, left a known path, suffered a medical problem, or fallen into a concealed ravine. He knew the Highlands and had walked there before, which weakens the idea of simple confusion. Familiarity, however, does not make unmarked mountain terrain safe. Animal attack was also discussed. Tigers and leopards existed in the wider region, but searchers found no confirmed blood, torn clothing, tracks, or attack site. Another reported hypothesis had Thompson falling into an indigenous animal trap, followed by a secret burial to hide the accident. No physical evidence has confirmed that scenario. Kidnapping seemed possible because Thompson was wealthy and famous. Reports mentioned suspicious taxis before the holiday and a 5-car convoy near the Highlands, but no verified abduction witness emerged. No ransom demand followed. Investigators found no confirmed vehicle trail, transportation record, or message proving that anyone removed Thompson from the Highlands. Then there is the CIA theory. Thompson's intelligence background is documented, and a declassified history says the agency monitored him because of his knowledge and nationalist sympathies. But a real connection is not proof of a killing. The same history reports no clue in CIA files and no Bangkok station entries on Thompson from 1961 through 1967. The Communist Party of Malaya theory arrived with a stronger plot. It claimed Thompson planned to contact guerrilla leader Chin Peng and was killed because cadres believed he was an American spy. Journalist Barry Broman based the claim partly on Teo Pin, who said his uncle Teo Po Kwa made a deathbed confession about Thompson's killing. A second late account said Thompson intended to contact Preeti Banamyong in China. Together, the stories turned a holiday into the opening stage of a secret political journey. The problem is the evidence chain. These accounts surfaced decades later, relied on oral retellings, and had no supporting police record, physical evidence, or independent witness. Voluntary Disappearance offers another perfect thriller. Thompson had intelligence training, international contacts, and experience reinventing his life. But no verified preparations support an escape. A 1968 CIA document repeated a rumor that Thompson was alive in communist China. The document itself labeled the report unevaluated information, meaning it was recorded, not verified. There were no confirmed sightings, travel records, or financial preparations. The China story demonstrates how intelligence archives preserve rumors without making those rumors true. The case grew darker in August 1967. Thompson's sister, Catherine Wood, was beaten to death in Pennsylvania, and her killer was never identified. The timing invited a shared conspiracy theory, yet no evidence has established a connection between Catherine's murder in Pennsylvania and Jim's disappearance thousands of miles away. In 2010, a Malaysian researcher suggested DNA testing unidentified bones reportedly found near Brinchang. No public result ever established that those remains belonged to Thompson. That leaves a case rich in leads but poor in proof. The antiquities dispute supplies conflict, intelligence work supplies secrecy, and Cold War politics supplies possible enemies. None of those elements proves murder. They explain why a documented disappearance became a Cold War myth, capable of absorbing almost any new rumor. The jungle explanation has fewer characters and less drama. It also requires fewer unsupported steps. One wrong turn, one fall, one hidden place that searchers failed to reach. Even that conclusion remains unproven. No confirmed remains establish an accident, just as no corroborated witness establishes an abduction, assassination, or escape. The most defensible answer is that Jim Thompson probably died in or near the Cameron Highlands. The cause is unknown, and the surviving search record cannot prove that every likely area was covered. The honest record proves a disappearance, a genuine intelligence background, and a huge but possibly incomplete search. It does not prove a CIA plot, a communist execution, or a planned escape. Until remains, hidden records, or a genuinely corroborated witness appear, the last walk cannot be reconstructed. Jim Thompson entered the afternoon light, and history lost him somewhere beyond the path.